welcome back to Platinum Hunters Extra, so we can cover a brand new extra / premium tier update for PS Plus. And as you can see, the games have gotten less, the price has gone up already. There's a mismatch here. Something's not right, Sony, but I've already said this so many times, they're not listening, so we'll move on from that. We got 9 new extra tier games. We got 5 premium games added to the service, so we're gonna check them out, and one of them is a day 1 game with Teardown, coming to the console for the first time and given to us in PS Plus. In fact, the game is already out, so you can go and play it right now. The rest of the games are coming on the 21st. So let's check out what those games are. We got Teardown coming to the PS5. That is the day 1 release. Then we got Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, PS4. We got Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme vs. Maxi Boost Online, PS4. That's quite the hell of a name. We got Dead Island Riptide Definitive Edition, and last month we had the original Dead Island, so now you have both. I suspect Dead Island 2 eventually will come here as well at some point. You got Superliminal, which is a cool perspective kind of game. You'll shift the picture and in a way that you can progress through the level and bend reality. It's actually quite a cool game. Then we got Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. This is the beat 'em up that they made, and the 100 Heroes is more like the Suikoden game that is coming out next year. So if you want to get invested in that universe, this is a good place to start. We got Nobunaga's Ambition Taishi. Then we got, oh god, that's a hell of a name, Alternate Jake Hunter, Daedalus, The Awakening of Golden Jazz. I think this game is a visual novel, if I'm not mistaken, and it's got a hell of a title, Jesus Christ. And then we got River City Melee Mock. So those are your extra games. Not a very punchy month. Pretty down month. Although there are things that I've been meaning to play, like I want to play Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, so if you find something here, that's cool. If you want to check out Teardown, and you were kind of interested in it, then that's cool. Otherwise, I think this month is nothing special. In fact, it might be one of the worst that we've had since covering these things. Let's go to the premium. Premium is much better this month. So we got Grandia, RPG classic game. If you are into those old school RPGs, this one, you're gonna be all over it. This is the one I am most excited for. Klonoa Phantasy Reverie Series. I love Klonoa Door to Phantomil. I love that game. And this is they say it's a remaster, but it looks more like a remake of it. This also comes with the second game, Veil, what is it? Lunatai Veil, that's what it's called. And I've never played the second game, but I've played the first game. I love that game. So I really want to check this out. So this will probably be, at the end of the video, probably be the one that I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go check this out, I'm going to get that plat. We also got Jet Moto, which I'm excited to check out. I think that's interesting, putting this game here, early PS1 classic game. I want to check that one out. This one's kind of intriguing. Parappa the Rapper 2. Now, I thought all those PS2 classic games that they released back then, you know, Dark Cloud, they released like Ape Escape 2, even though it doesn't work on the PS5 properly. I thought they released those games on the service already, but apparently this one wasn't on there. Go figure. So they added it here. And then you have the PSP game Up, the Disney Pixar classic game. It's not gonna have trophies, so who cares? I don't really care. This is a trophy show, so whatever. So that's your update. We're gonna check out 5 games and their trophies from this update, but first we gotta take a look at what are the easiest games of the update. Now, Teardown obviously new. We can't really say until we actually play it and get the plat. But the easiest games on this list appear to be super liminal, as this is a 3 out of 10 game. Short, it's not that long. I think you can do it in about like 7 hours or so, according to the trophy guide. As well, probably alternate Jake Hunter, if I had to take a guess. Visual novels, not very difficult. So that one's probably one of the easier ones, even though I couldn't find a trophy guide for it. Most difficult plats of the update, you're looking at Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, definitely. This is a 6 out of 10, and we're going to go over that trophy guide as one of the ones we're going to take a look at. The other one I was looking, Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus Maxi Boost on. This is also a 6 out of 10 for different reasons than Dragon's Dogma. This is a multiplayer game, so there's probably tons of fun stuff to do. And by mean fun, I mean grindy stuff to do in that game. So like I said, there's no trophy guides for Teardown yet. The game is still very new. In fact, there are only 11 platinum achievers so far out of all the people who've played the game. And this is, of course, is people who have opted in to PSN profiles. It's 0.1 currently. Who knows how long that will be. But you got trophies like destroy 1 million voxels, destroy 10 million voxels, destroy 100 million voxels. And if you don't know what voxels are, they're those little cubes that everything in the world is made out of. It's got that like little Minecraft kind of like look to it. And everything is made up of those little cubes. Those are voxels, and everything is destructible in that game apparently. So it's actually pretty impressive what they're doing with that game on a kind of like a physics or technical level. So you're gonna want to destroy 100 million of those. That's just comes down to playing the game and destroying things. Then you get into the meat and potatoes of it, like one of the other very low percentage trophies. Find 200 valuables. So you're going to be doing a grind to get those kinds of collectibles. I assume that is kind of like the objective of the game, to go look for these valuables through the environments that you're playing as. Then you got other stuff like some miscellaneous trophies. Reach an altitude of 100 meters. Yeah, 100 meters. Get an airtime of 2 seconds in a car. Then you have chapter specific stuff. Like it says here, complete flooding without getting wet. Flooding, I think, is a level. Complete making space without using any tools. That's another level. One of the lower percentage ones here. Complete an assortment of dishes without getting hit by the chopper. Complete ornamental ordeal without getting seen by any robots. And that one is a 1.79% trophy. So it looks like you have some chapter stuff. Looks like you got some story stuff. Here we go. Completionist. Complete the game with all optional targets. And that is the, as far as I see, the rarest trophy aside from the platinum. That's 1.88%. So it sounds like you got some stuff to do in here. The difficulty of this is going to be based on how difficult it is to pull off these feats. It doesn't look like there's any trophies. I don't think there's any collectibles other than the loot. But at 200, I don't think it's a traditional collectible that's hidden. I'd have to play the game to see for sure. But that's Teardown in a nutshell. If you're interested in checking this game out, very cool art style, especially with the voxels. But that's the game they're giving us day one. Okay, now we got Dragon's Dogma, Dark Arisen, one of the games I said was the most difficult in this, and as you can see, it's a 6 out of 10 difficulty, 3 playthroughs, 90 hours. This game is the original game, but it's got extra content and updates to the formula of the original to make it better. This is the definitive version to play if you want to play this game and get ready for Dragon's Dogma 2, which looks like it's coming out very soon in March. So if you want to get acquainted with this universe, this is the one to check out. Here, though it is possible to start hard mode right out of the gate, it is advised that you wait until you've already beaten the game once before attempting this. However, thanks to the pawn system, if you have 2 PSN friends with high rank pawns, you can let them do most of the work for you. Cool. You get a co-op partner that is boss in this game and let them take care of shop for you. There is still a high chance of death and a particular grindy trophy 200 that requires you to farm XP regardless, so you won't be saving too much time. So it sounds like it's just better to do an initial playthrough just to get a whole bunch of stuff done and then come back and do your hard mode playthrough. So you're gonna go through all of these. You got a bunch of story related trophies, probably some missable trophies to do during that time. Then you get to your hard mode playthrough plus Bitter Black Isle, which I believe is the DLC that they added for Dark Arisen. And then you'll get into that and then grind and speedrun, and that trophy is called the Sprinter. So now you have speedrun mode, which is a separate mode, and it says it's an instance game mode available from the main menu. Starting this mode will transfer your items, character, map, and money from your current save into a new world. That's cool. So you get to use all your stuff that you have before in the speedrun. The world will be timed, it will end if you die, and will be set on normal mode. Okay, that's interesting. You can't do it on easy mode. When you complete the mode, you return to the previous game at the exact point you started the speedrun. All items and money spent and used in this mode will return to your inventory when you load back to your main save. Though the word speedrun is in the name, there is... Oh, okay. There's no time requirement. If you are in hard mode, your file will revert back to normal difficulty. A speedrun with no time? How does that make sense? I guess you just have to go through that and beat it. Okay. So I guess most of the difficulty itself is going to come from doing this on hard mode then, if I had to take a guess, because a speedrun with no time requirement doesn't sound that bad, and you're playing on normal mode through that. It sounds like you just gotta do it. I guess, yeah, probably in this, it's probably the hard mode playthrough that's going to be a pain in the butt, and then the grinding to get to like level 200. Or earn a total of 10 million Gs. Even though I haven't experienced the game, it does sound like it's not that bad for a 6 out of 10. Especially if a speedrun doesn't have a time requirement. That's a good sign. I guess all the difficulty is coming from hard mode, and if you want to check this out, that's going to be where your focus will be if you want to get the plat. Alright, this is the one I am excited for. I really want to check this out. And that is Klonoa Phantasy Reverie Series. I love Klonoa 1. I love that game. And for the first step, you're going to be playing that game, beat the story, beat all the baddies that are in it. Then you go to Klonoa 2, beat those baddies, and then this is where the trophy has the rest of the content, the extra content, and what you have to do for the little side objective stuff. I remember back in the day there are people you have to free in villages and certain places. Like here it says free all residents of Wind Village, free all residents of Forlock, collect all the Moment dolls. I believe that's from the second game. Yep, that one is from the second game. So there are collectibles to do in the second game. Typical platforming things here. You got your levels that you need to beat, and then you got the extras stuff that you need to do. Like here it says complete the extra vision. This is part of the first game. This is a time trial. What would a platformer be without a time trial? So you got course 1, course 2, course 3, course 4. Time trials. But if you're interested in old school PS1 platformers, These games are excellent, and this is a great alternative to tracking down the first game on disc on a PS1, because it was over $1,000 last time I checked. Yeah, I'm not paying that. I don't care how much of a collector I am. $1,000 for a PS1 game? No, thank you. So 3 out of 10, 2 playthroughs, 1 for Phantomil, 1 for Lunate, and 10 hours. What more could you ask for from a platformer games? I definitely will be checking this out. Then we got Dead Island Riptide, and this is the second game in the series, even though we have a Dead Island 2, and this one was made by the same guys who made Dying Light. Before they made those games, they made this one, Riptide. And this, compared to the first one, which we covered in the last episode, is much easier and takes less time. And there is less of a multiplayer commitment, although there is still one here. And that's because if you go down to the... It says here, complete all main quests in co-op. So you still have to beat the game in co-op. So you're going to need a partner to do this. And you're also going to have to do this trophy. It's called It's an Order, where you have to mark 100 opponents, which are then killed by your co-op partners. So every time you go up to a zombie, you're going to want to mark them, because that marking, when it's killed by your co-op partner or partners, you can have multiple, then you will get a notch on this belt to getting to 100. So there still is a fairly sizable multiplayer component, but I don't think it's as bad as the first one, which you kind of have to go out of your way to getting it. And this is also a shorter game, so there is less time investment for this. You still got the same kind of things you have in the other game, like you have to level up. So it says here, obtain level 50, obtain level 70. You still got a bunch of side quests to do, collectibles, while you're finishing the game, going to each area and killing the champion monsters that are there. So that's cool. You have to travel to each area. And then, of course, you have tons of miscellaneous trophies. Kill 25 monsters with a chainsaw. Kill 100 monsters using the boat's speed boost. Kill 100 enemies using charge attacks. It just keeps going and going. So very similar to the first game, a shorter experience, less multiplayer time investment, and easier. So if you're trying to bang out these games, one Riptide, and then go hit up Dead Island 2, it looks like it's kind of getting easier as you go. I don't think Dead Island 2 is as involved or as long as these games are. Really the first one is the most challenging one to take care of, and then you're having a much easier time from there. You're still going to need co-op partners, so find somebody. PSN Profiles is a great way to find multiplayer co-op partners. Last game we're going to take a look at is Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. This is the beat 'em up game I was talking about. This one will get you ready for 100 Heroes, even though they are kind of like very different games. This is a one-player beat 'em up game with RPG elements to it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Not very hard, only 3 out of 10. Will take 15 to 20 hours. Not bad. Step 1 here is to complete the story and go through it. Apparently no achievements are missable, so that's good. That means you can go back to places where you've been before. Cool, I like that. Then you got post-game side quests and upgrading to do. So it says here, this process got me every achievement except the ones in below in step 3, finishing at about level 43. Okay. Basically, doing all the content in the game is going to get you to level 43 approximately. So the rest, to get to level 50, is probably going to be done on some endgame content and hard bosses. So it says here, after beating the final story, you open the ability to switch to hard difficulty. you can do so right away and do all of step 2 that way. I guess switching it to hard mode gives you certain bonuses and certain perks. It says the bonus for completing your black stamp card is an item which does not need to be equipped that allows for infinite links in battles. I guess part of the mechanics, meaning you can stun lock most enemies and defeat bosses on hard in less than a minute each. Good to know if I play this. If you'd like to buy potions and buffs from the inn to help you, you can, but is not needed. Instead, buy the experience buff from the inn to increase the experience from bosses. So I guess bumping it to hard mode and beating these hard bosses in this way with this stun lock thing is going to help you grind your XP so you can get to level 50 faster. So I went to take a look, and there is a trophy for completing the black stamp card. So that means you have to do all the requests that are on it. And then there is a trophy, bring any character to level 50. So after you've completed the story and after you've completed all the content, looks like to get to that extra 50, you're going to want to focus on completing this stamp card and getting those certain items that will let you cheese those hard bosses and get XP faster. And it appears there are trophies for beating bosses on hard. Anyways, defeat the boss in the Great Forest on hard difficulty, defeat the boss in the quarry on hard difficulty, defeat the final boss on hard difficulty. Okay, so it looks like we have to jump up to hard difficulty anyways to beat them. If they were a big challenge, this game wouldn't be a 3 out of 10 difficulty, so it sounds like that strategy is there if you need to beat these bosses on the hardest difficulty. So you're going to be playing on hard mode a little bit, but if you have the right gear, hard mode probably not a big deal. So that's your run for Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. I've always kind of been interested in this game. I don't know if I'll check it out right away, but here are the games that I will check out right away. The top 3 that I would choose from this update, definitely Klonoa Phantasy Reverie Series, then you got Moto, and then you got Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. That's just me. Those are the games that I would consider checking out. Let me know down in the comments section what you want to check out. If you're a fan of Dead Island, are you going for this one? If you're a fan of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, getting ready for Dragon's Dogma 2, let me know down in the comments section. And if you're going to check out Teardown, or have already because it's already out, let me know what you think about it. Convince me if I should go and check it out and maybe do a trophy breakdown video for it. Let me know down in the comments section what you think. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions go incredibly well, and peace out.